Here's the culprit count for this book. Here's the culprit count for all the books. And here's the end of book culprit count. Professor Plum makes his first appearance today. Mrs. White is the only one who has not murdered Mr. Body yet. I guess she doesn't want to be fired.
Argo Flump Book Review. Argo Flump Book Review.
This review was commissioned through Patreon. Case 1. Everyone except Mrs. White learns how to ride the unicycle. I don't know why, but I had a hard time summarizing this case. There's a lot of weird moving parts, which I guess is to be expected when the Clue Gang uses unicycles. Peacock's candlestick is stolen by Knife. Peacock meets a useless duel lover who trades with a woman. Professor Plum uses the rope to rob Peacock. A female has the lead pipe, and the culprit has the traded unicycle seat. Who has the candlestick? What is the seat color? You can identify everyone except Green, so process of elimination makes him the thief. The traded seat is Scarlet's, because she's a female who's not Peacock or White. Case 2. Mr. Body has the world's largest oyster. Miss Scarlet is so determined to get its pearl, she attacks everyone who enters the room. She uses the wrench to knock out a man with the pipe, a female with the knife who is following Green, a professor with the candlestick, a female with the rope, and a man with a weapon. Who is it? Colonel Mustard with the revolver. Again, this is process of elimination. That was the only character and weapon not mentioned. Case 3. Body tries to do a numbers lottery. Plum is 9, Scarlet's 20, Mustard's 10, White is 15, Peacock is 5, Green is 12. Scarlet and Peacock trade, Plum and Mustard trade, Mustard and Peacock trade, Scarlet and Mustard trade. The winner's number is divisible by 5 and 3. Who won? Mrs. White wins with number 15, which was her own number. She traded with Green and quickly trades back again, so it's clearly not a serious trade. It's just an attempt to fool people like me who's writing down every single trade. Case 4. Our heroes make terrible puns about time because it's daylight savings time tonight. Peacock arrives late and all the guests attack each other over a valuable clock. This is a trick puzzle. The culprit gets the time wrong, so it must be Mrs. Peacock, who entered the room late and missed the conversation about daylight savings time. Case 5. Everyone tries to steal Body's roses. A man with a knife is knocked out by a woman with a lead pipe. Mustard ties her up with a rope. Miss Scarlet uses the revolver on Mustard and knocks out Plum with the candlestick. Peacock runs away. Who is left? Mrs. White with the wrench. Again, this is process of elimination. That was the only character and weapon not mentioned. Case 6. Mr. Body has a valuable rabbit's foot. Body really needs to stop telling his guests about all his valuable items. All that does is make them start attacking each other to get this stuff. A female with a lead pipe steals it. A professor attacks her with the wrench, and he meets a duelist with a knife. A person who's dusting uses the rope. The first thief watches a soap opera, and someone criticizes her for being rude. The last person steals the rabbit's foot. Who is it? It's Green with the revolver. Again, this is process of elimination. That was the only character and weapon not mentioned. We were able to identify the others by the references to dusting, dueling, rudeness, and the status as a professor. I recognize Scarlet as a soap opera fan because she's the only one who loves romance, but the solution doesn't mention her soaps. Case 7. Scarlet has the rope and claims she's not afraid of lunar eclipses. The others decide to kill her for being a braggart. Yeah, that's weird. Green has the pipe, White has the revolver, and Mustard has the wrench. Peacock trades with Mustard, White trades with Green, and Plum has the knife. Candlestick enters the study, Wrench enters the library and billiards room, and Knife enters the kitchen. In the hall, the other two guests trade weapons and confirm the conservatory, ballroom, and dining room are empty. The male kills Scarlet in the last room. Who? What? Where? Green and White were the last two guests, and Green is the male, so it's Green with the pipe in the lounge. Case 8. Someone stole the collar of Mr. Body's pet dog. It's not White, a male, Green, a dual lover, or a female who dislikes rudeness. The final person has the collar hidden in their mouth. Who is it? It's Miss Scarlet. You don't need to pay attention to the character clues this time, because Scarlet had a collar in her mouth the whole time. She's the only one who never said anything. Case 9. Peacock has the lead pipe, Green has the revolver, Scarlet has the candlestick, White has the rope, Plum has the knife, and Mustard has the wrench. Body is hit by the wrench, who's attacked by the dining room guest, and crud, I wasn't keeping track of who was in what room. Dining room is hit by lead pipe, who dodges the other guests. Who is it? Peacock. She had the lead pipe and there were no trades, so she's the pipe-wielding culprit, and she's in the conservatory. Case 10. Mr. Body gets a $5 million gargoyle statue. Everyone steals it in turn, and then they all get knocked out. A female steals it with the wrench, followed by Mustard with the lead pipe. We know it's Mustard because he repeats a line he said earlier on. I think that's the first time we've used that as a way to identify a character. White with the rope meets Green with the revolver. A rudeness hater has the candlestick, and the last guest murders Mr. Body. Who is it? Professor Plum in the dining room with the knife. Again, this is process of elimination. That was the only character and weapon not mentioned. The end. Post-book follow-up. So, half the cases in this book were solved by process of elimination. I know that's the way the game works, but sheesh, I was expecting more variation. To be fair, I probably wouldn't have noticed it, except multiple solutions mentioned process of elimination, and then I just started thinking, why are all these puzzles process of elimination? So if it had not been mentioned in the puzzle solution, I would have been totally fine with all these solutions. The intro to this book messes up last book's finale. Body was killed with the rope, not the knife. Continuity. There are multiple cases where somebody is identified by their name partway through. Like case 6, Plum is called the guest 4 times in a row before he's called the professor. It totally throws off my notes when stuff like that happens. The last thing I noted was that the number of puns was greatly increased in this book. Every case contains at least one pun. I like them, but pun haters should beware. They'll consider it punishment. I give clue number 12, The Haunted Gargoyle, a thumbs up.